Hello, everyone. I'm trying to adjust my camera. Give me a sec. Hi, everyone. It has been a really long time since I have done a Facebook Live in my group. At least with a project. I've popped in a little bit over the summer here and there just to kind of say hello. And but it's been a long time since I've done an actual project, which we have today, and I'm excited about that. I was going to, hold the camera and talk to you guys a little bit face to face, but it is such a dark day here. It's kind of like, it's really overcast. Maybe we'll get rain, who knows. So I'm pulling up stuff on my computer next to me so I don't forget. But when I put the camera on, it kind of faced it to me because I have all my lights coming down this way to my desk. The lighting was just horrendous. So I thought, you know what? Never mind. Never mind. We're just going to go straight to the desk and it'll be good. It'll be fine. Just a few little reminders before we get to the project. Let me show you what we're making today. And I sent out the measurements. I posted the measurements yesterday, or was it yesterday? Yeah, it's yesterday. I posted the measurements yesterday, so if you want to make it along with me, you can. It's such a cute, fun fold, and I'll tell you more about it in just a minute, but look how fun that is. Ooh, it is so much fun. So this is a card we're going to make, and I didn't do hardly any of the prep work. The pieces are all cut, but I didn't do hardly any of the prep work, so this might be a little bit of a longer video, but that's okay. It's been a crazy week. It's been like the longest week, and it's only Wednesday. Ugh, don't you guys hate that? Okay, but let's get to the project. Let's talk about things that we need to talk about first. So, I'm gonna ramble a bit. Bonus days ends on Saturday. I think Saturday is the last day of the month, right? Yeah, Saturday is the last day of the month. So bonus days ends on Saturday. So if you have not yet used those bonus days coupons that you earned in July, you should have got an email with a coupon code, or multiple coupon codes if you placed either multiple orders or if your order was over in increments of 50, you guys get what I mean. You know what bonus days are. But if you still have those bonus days coupons and you have not used them, you must use them by Saturday. I would recommend actually using them by Friday, because if there's any problems putting in those coupon codes, demonstrator support is open on Friday, so I can call and get some help. But if you wait till Saturday and those coupon codes don't work, we'd have to wait till Monday to call, and hopefully they would still honor them. I think they would if there was a problem, but don't wait. Use them by Friday, Saturday at the very, very latest if you must. But if you still have those coupon codes in your email, please, please, please make sure that you use them. Okay, the other thing that's ending on Saturday is the DSP sale. I don't have a flyer for that, but a lot of the DSPs in the annual catalog and online are on sale in August, and that sale ends on Saturday as well. So use your bonus days coupons, shop that DSP sale. Now, starting on Wednesday, 1 week from today, the mini catalog will launch. It is so fun. I cannot show you the inside of it, but there's lots of fun products in here, and I'm going to share a few of them. Not everything, but I'm going to share a couple things today. This catalog is so fun. So please, if you don't have a demonstrator and you're in the US and you want a copy, please email me or message me and I will be happy to get you a copy. This goes live in 1 week. So if you're waiting to order those Christmas products, you can order them in 1 week on September 4th. Also launching on September 4th is tons of new scrapbooking products. We have, Stampin' has their own little scrapbook line now, and those will all launch on September 4th as well. And it's Christmas scrapbooking products, Halloween scrapbooking products, Thanksgiving scrapbooking products, tons of stuff. I'm not a big scrapbooker. I may have to become one a little bit because these products are so much fun, but watch for all of the scrapbooking stuff launching on September 4th. And there's a lot of it, you guys. There's two-toned cardstock, which I'm really excited about. I can't wait to get my hands on some of that. But lots of amazing scrapbooking products. If you are a scrapbooker, then you don't want to miss what's coming because it's going to be good. So watch for that on September 4th. All these things are launching on September 4th. So watch for all that coming September 4th. All right, next week, September 1st is Sunday, guys. Next week, I'm going to start my first September class to go. You earn these classes to go by placing orders in my online store. The first one that I'm going to feature is going to be the Christmas Friends class to go. This Christmas Friends bundle is in that mini catalog that I just showed you. So you'll have to wait till September 4th to order it. But it is such a cute little bundle, and the cards for the class to go are adorable. You guys are gonna love them. The cards will be featured on my blog September 2nd through the 5th. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week, there'll be a blog post, there'll be a video for all those cards. And then if you want to earn the class to go, you have until September 15th to place your order of at least $50 with the host code, the September host code. And all of that will be listed on my blog starting Sunday, and then of course Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the Christmas Friends class to go. After that one, I'm going to do a second class to go in September. This is going to be the Light the Year class to go. This is another really fun bundle. This one is going to be September 16th through the 31st. So if either of these are on your wish list, you might want to order accordingly. But this is going to be the same thing. You're going to get a class packet when you place a $50 order in my online store. 4 cards. These are really fun too. These cards are, they came out so much cuter than I thought they were going to be. And I really, really love that bundle. So just watch for those. All the details are going to be posted on my blog on Sunday. The first of every month, I always post a big what's happening kind of blog, so make sure you check that out. This is the card we are going to make today, though. This Halloween card. It is so fun. It's a fun fold card, so it opens like this. So cute, right? It's super easy to do. But let me show you where I got the inspiration for this card. Way back in March, when I traveled to Houston for Stampin' Up's on-stage event, I got this card in a swap. So demonstrators can do swaps. They basically make, for this specific swap, I made 10 of one specific fun fold card, and then I swapped for 10 different fun fold cards. And this one was done by Brandy Cox. And so I keep the cards that I want to copy or case, or the layouts that I want to copy or case in a little basket in my room. And so when I want to do something different, I go through my swaps and figure out what I want to do. So this was the card that I am copying, and it was done from a swap that I got way back in March. And if you stay tuned till the end, I'm going to show you a Christmas card that features a variation of this fun fold. But this is what we're going to make today. So let's start with, should we start with our stamping? Let's start with our stamping because there's a lot of coloring. So let's start with our stamping. I am using the Potions and Spells bundle. This was released, I think, in July for online exclusives. So it is online only, but you can purchase it in my online store. This bundle is really fun. I have done a lot with this bundle already, and I don't really make a lot of Halloween cards or a lot of Halloween stuff, especially now that my kids are older. They don't take Halloween treats for their friends anymore, so I don't do a lot of Halloween crafting, but I loved the dies, especially in this one. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make this fun Halloween card, but let's go ahead and start with our stamping. So you're going to need just a scrap piece of white for the stamping, and we're going to do some stamping, and I'm going to stamp with Basic Gray. We're going to color with Stampin' Blends, but instead of using the Memento Black, we're going to use Basic Gray. All of our ink pads are water-based ink, so you can use all of our ink pads for coloring with Stampin' Blends. They'll all work just fine for that. So I have the big cauldron here. This is a big stamp. So we're going to have a lot of talking time when I color this, but we're going to stamp this in Basic Gray, just on Basic White. I'm going to leave that out, and we're going to stamp the little bubbles. And that is also in Basic Gray. All right, now while we are doing our stamping, let's go ahead and stamp our greeting. So let me close that up and move those. We're going to stamp our greeting in Berry Burst. And I just need a little piece that's going to be just like the length of the word. So I'm just going to stamp it right on the edge down here. I'm using Berry Burst, and this Happy Halloween greeting comes in that stamp set. So all the stamps are from that Potions and Spells set. Okay, that's going to be all of our stamping. So we'll do some trimming out in just a minute, but let's start with our coloring. So let's start with our cauldron. I'm going to use Smoky Slate, and I'm going to start with my dark. We're going to do quite a bit of dark on here. So you guys, it has been, I'm going to use my brush tip because I want to get some color on here quick. It has been a crazy, just a crazy summer. we spent most of the summer getting my son ready to go to college. We moved him in a couple weeks ago. You'll see I'm going pretty heavy with the dark because I want the edges to be darker. So, because when you're coloring a round object, the sides are going to be darker, the front's going to be lighter because that's where the light's going to be hitting. So round objects, your edges are going to be darker. So I'm going pretty heavy with the dark smoky slate on the edges here. And I'm using my brush tip for that because we want to just lay down a lot of color. Okay, so we spent most of the summer. I'm going to switch to my bullet tip just to get all these little fine tips, fine points. But we spent most of the summer getting my son ready to go to college, and we moved him in, and he seems to be doing well. This is his first full week of classes. Last week he had classes, but only Wednesday through Friday. This is his first full week of classes. So, but he's gone to quite a few sporting events. He's gone to a couple soccer games. He's gone to volleyball games. They have their first football game this weekend, so he's going to go to that. So I think he's enjoying college, but things are very different around here. All right, so I have my light now, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to just kind of fill this in. So I'm going to go over the dark areas and fill it in, but I'm not going to go all the way to the center of the cauldron just yet. Like I said, we want to leave like a little shine in the middle because that's where the light's going to reflect off of it. So I'm just going to kind of keep going around, and I'm going to do my light on the top of the cauldron here. We're going to add some dark on the top in just a minute, but I'm just going to get my light up there. This is a big image. If you guys hear like, in the background, if you hear like scratching or ruffling around, my dog, I'll have to tell you the story about my poor dog. He's currently moving his bed around the house right now. So, okay, so I'm just going to leave like a little circle in the middle like that. So it looks pretty funny right now, but we're going to keep layering on some color, and we'll finish that up in just a minute. But my, so I'm just going to keep layering on the color here because I want it to be dark. I want it to be, like black, like cauldron-like. But our basic black Stampin' blends are so dark that it would, you would lose a lot of the details. So I'm going back with my dark smoky slate just to add some more dark on here. But our poor dog, he's 14 years old, so he's old. But we have noticed that he's starting to lose his sight a little bit, and I think he's losing his hearing too. Either he's losing his hearing or he's got some selective hearing like my children. But so I'm just going to go around these edges right here, just where the artist has these little lines. That's going to indicate it's a little darker, the edges. And then we'll go back in with the light and we'll blend that out. But our dog, so he is, so I think he's going blind, and I think he's going a little bit deaf too. All right, now I'm just going to cover this whole thing. We're just going to kind of blend out those lines, and this middle part will stay the lightest because it's the last thing that we're doing. Just make sure that you use your Stampin' blends and just blend out all of those lines. So it's a little bit messy coloring, but in the end, it's going to end up looking really good. And once these lines all dry, it'll look really good. Okay, so my dog. So I'm pretty sure that he is losing his sight and his hearing, which is a little concerning. But he still acts like a puppy. Now, I'm going to go back to the cauldron just for a second. You can see I didn't color in this little handle here. We're going to go back and do that. But if you can see on the one on my card, I didn't wait till it was completely dry. And so there's like some fuzziness because the Stampin' blend bled out a little bit because it was still wet. So I'm going to wait until this is completely dry before we go in and add the little handle. In the meantime, we're going to color our bubbles. And I'm going to use Granny Apple Green, Berry Burst, and Pretty Peacock to color my bubbles. And then the little sparkles around my bubbles, I'm going to use Dark Daffodil Delight. So I'm actually going to start with this one. And so I'm going to do all of that while I talk to you guys. So anyway, so he's losing his sight, he's losing his hearing, and because of that, these little tiny little sparkles, I'm going to do Daffodil Delight. Because of that, he has become like super duper clingy. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit so you guys can see the bubbles a little better. Okay, perfect. But he has gotten super duper clingy because of that. And he follows me around everywhere, which he used to do. I mean, to a certain extent, he wasn't as clingy as he is now, but I'm starting with the dark, and I'll do just like a little C-shaped dark, and then I'll go in and just fill in the rest with the light. And I'll do that for all the bubbles. But he is so clingy now that I can't even leave the house without him crying. Like, he will sit at the door and just like scream to the point where like it sounds like he's being hurt inside. And so my husband can't have like work meetings. I can't leave because the dog will cry. I mean, it's getting really, really concerning that. And I'm sure it's hard for him. I mean, he's probably like, well, you know, I can't see anything and I can't hear much. So I want to stay as close to my, you know, my primary human as possible. So I get why he's upset, but it's just becoming really problematic for everybody else in the house. So for the bubbles, I'm just doing kind of random ones, and I'm going kind of below that line so that we can tuck it behind the cauldron. So anyway, so if you guys have any experience with super clingy dogs, especially dogs that have lost hearing and sight, let me know how you guys have handled it. I've done some research, and a lot of the research says like they need to stay distracted. You need to keep them busy. They need to stay distracted so that they don't notice as much if you kind of walk away or if you go do something. They don't notice as much. And so so I ordered on Amazon a little like dog puzzle toy for him. So I hope that helps a little bit. We'll see. It's becoming kind of almost a safety hazard for him as well, because he'll get so close to my feet that either he gets stepped on or he trips me, and he likes to drag his bed all over the house. So he kind of pulls it along with his feet, and he'll pull it right under my desk while I'm working, and I won't know it, or I'll forget that he's there, and I'll back up and roll over him. And I mean, I think we both just need a little bit of space. He's just, and I feel so bad because I'm sure he's just terrified because he can't see and he can't communicate with us. So, I mean, I don't know. There's times where I'm like, his hearing is fine, his sight is fine, and then there's times where I'm like, he doesn't see or hear anything. So, I don't know. Anyway, so if you guys have any experience, oops, I forgot to finish up this one up here. If you guys have any experience with dogs that are losing their vision and their hearing, let me know. He's still like, he acts like a puppy sometimes, and then there's other times where he's truly acting his age, because he's slow. When we go walk and get the mail every afternoon, some days he's very slow, and some days he's very fast. So I don't know. He is 14, and I do know his age is it's old for a dog. I do know that, but we're not really sure what to do. Poor dog. Okay, so I'm finishing up with my what is this, Pretty Peacock? Finishing up with that. So I don't know what's cooking in this cauldron, but it is a colorful whatever. So, but the rest of our summer, so we spent getting my son ready for college. Got him off to college a couple weeks ago. The house it's been very different, but you know, I think it's just a learning curve for everybody, I think. But we've had so much else going on, just family stuff going on that has needed a lot of my attention, a lot of my husband's attention, and so that keeps me busy and away from my business a little bit more than I would like. But I do appreciate you guys kind of going with me along this as I kind of readjust my how I'm doing my business. It really helps me out. Okay, so now that the cauldron is dry, we're going to come back in and just kind of go back over that hardware with the dark Smoky Slate. No blending on this. We're just going to color that in just so that it's more prominent. All right, and then that's it. That's all our coloring. Our cauldron looks good. Our bubbles look great. That's it. So now we are ready to die cut. So I'm going to cut this apart so I can run this through my mini and I don't have to bring in my big one. Now the dies, you guys, now don't ask me why Stampin' Up! Did this. Oh, let me zoom back out just a little bit because the coloring, you guys don't need to be that close anymore. There are no dies for the bubbles. Now, don't ask me why, because there should be dies for the bubbles, but there are no dies. So we're only going to use the cauldron dies for this one, and I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape just to hold it down because after all that coloring, I don't want to mess it up now. So I'm just going to line up my die, and I'm going to put some washi tape. You can use Post-it notes, Post-it tape, whatever you want. I'm just going to do a little bit of washi tape to hold it. We will have to fussy cut our bubbles, but... All right, pull out your mini cut and emboss machine or your big cut and emboss machine, whatever you want to do. You do you. And we're just going to cut this one out. The cauldron would actually be the easier one to cut out than the bubbles. So I don't know why they didn't give us a die for the bubbles. It would have been nice. Okay. But, you know, I don't mind fussy cutting. And if you don't want to fussy cut, then you can always just put this all in like a big circle and then just stamp the bubbles directly on the circle and you don't have to cut them out. Okay, so there's our cauldron, there's our card, my scissors. I'm going to fussy cut this real quick. And now the bottom, I'm not even going to worry about the bottom because we are going to, that's going to go behind the cauldron. And so I'm actually going to leave a bit of the cardstock along the bottom just so that we have something to adhere, like a tab. And now I'm not going to go like crazy around like each of these little bubbles. We're just kind of going to make a big bubble cut just like this. Just all the way around. Okay. Hopefully I can talk and cut at the same time. We'll see. So my husband's job, so after COVID, he was like, well, I guess I'm working from home all the time now, working full time. Then they started telling him, you have to come back 1 week a month. So he does. He goes back 1 week a month, and then he usually leaves early. He usually leaves around 2 or 3, and then he just comes home and finishes work at home. And then they said, you have to come back 2 weeks a month. Oh, and you can't leave early anymore. So now, he's at work this week. This is one of his in-person weeks, and he can't leave early. So now it's very strange because we've gotten into this routine for the last 4 years. And so now we're kind of adjusting our entire routine because now he's actually like back at work, which is weird. So it's weird. So I don't know if they're going to ever require back full time or if this is going to be it. But right now, 2 weeks a month, he has to go back. So, all right. So I'm just trimming this out just to the height of the words. And we'll flag those ends in just a minute or just kind of angle cut those. Just kind of go this way and then the same direction on the other side this way. Okay, so we have all our images ready to go. Let's work on our card. So the fun fold part is actually just this one layer right here. So let's do that part first. Let me move these pieces out of the way. And I've actually already folded mine, but I'm going to show you what to do. So we're going to pretend like this isn't folded. I had to do it just to make sure that the measurements were correct. All right, so you have a piece of Pretty Peacock that is 7 1/4 by 5 1/4, and you are going to score it at 1 3/8. So you're going to put it on your either your paper cutter or your Simply Scored. You're just going to score it at 1 3/8 and at 2 1/2, and then you're going to turn it around and do the same thing at 1 3/8 and 2 1/2. Now, if you don't want to rotate it, you would do it at 1 3/8, 2 1/2. 4 3/4 and 5 7/8. I think it's easier just to score twice and rotate it and then score twice again. That way you're only having to remember 2 measurements, but if you wanted to do it the other way, you could. So then you're just going to kind of accordion fold it so that it looks like this. So the inside score lines are going to get a valley fold. So they get so it makes a V, goes in, makes a valley fold, and then the outside score lines are going to make a mountain fold. I hope that makes sense. And use your bone folder, get a good burnish, and this will be pretty much the base of your fun fold. So you're just going to adhere this piece to a card, which we'll do in a second, and then this will be your fun fold. I think I need to zoom out just a smidge more. So I hope that makes sense. So that is your fun fold, isn't it? So it's super easy, but when you stick it on a card, it really makes it fun. Plus, if you don't like writing a lot in cards, this one is perfect because you have a very small area to write. So, plus if you write even big, then you don't even have to write very much. All right, let's go over the rest of our pieces of paper here. So, so for my actual card base, I have a piece of Pretty Peacock that is 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then I have another piece of Pretty Peacock that is 5 1/4 by 4. And this is embossed with I think it's called the Dashing Designs embossing folder. This is in our annual catalog. It's a pretty fun embossing folder. I've been using it a lot. I think it's really versatile. You can use it for a lot of things. So this is going to go right onto our card base here. Just like that. And then this piece is going to go right onto our card base as well. This is the same height as our embossed piece. So this is going to line up perfectly top to bottom with the embossed piece. And then the only thing you'll need to worry about is making sure that it is equal distance left and right. So lots of adhesive on the back of that because it's going onto an embossed piece. And I'm actually going to turn it this way so I can kind of gauge the left and right. So I'm not going to press anything down right away until it looks equal distance left and right, which I think that looks okay. All right, and you can press that down really well. Good. So that is going to be our card. Super fun. I love it. All right, now I have lots of pieces of DSP. So I have this is the Full of Life DSP. I've used this one a ton. Look, I have like tons of scraps of this one, but it is so fun. It's bright. It's got lots of little watercolor sketches. And then the backgrounds are like watercolory, just beautiful bright colors. And this one is on sale 15% off if you shop by Saturday. So I have two pieces. These are going to go on the outside. And these pieces are, let me get the measurements correctly, 1 1/8 by 5. So 1 1/8 this way, 5 tall. And we're going to stick them down like this. And actually, I think they were cut like that. So if we piece them together properly, so I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of these, and then we'll stick them down to our little outside panels there. Let's see, how did this go? Went like that. I like this kind of this watercolor look to it because it looks very much like, you know, potion brewing or, you know, smoky goodness coming from a cauldron. So very cute. So it's going to open like that. Very, very cute. All right. And I have a piece of Granny Apple Green, and this is 2 by 4 3/4, and another piece of the DSP from that same package, which is 1 3/4 by 4.5. All the measurements are going to be on my blog, and they'll be in the video description as well. So if I'm reading them off incorrectly, just check out what's typed. All right, so that goes on just like that. This is going to get adhered onto our card just in the middle like this. So it's very cute, but we're not going to adhere this yet. We're going to put our cauldron and stuff on there first. I have a piece of basic white. This is going to go on the inside. You don't have to do this part. But because Pretty Peacock is such a dark color, I like to line the insides of my dark ones, my dark cards, with some white. And so this white is 2 by 5. So that's not a lot of space to write a message. So that goes right on the inside, just like that. So that is pretty much our card. Isn't that fun? All right, let's bring back this piece. Let's see, how do we want this? I think I want that Pretty Peacock piece on the top. That's kind of how it is on this one, and I really like that. All right, let's get our cauldron put together. So I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue here, just on the bottom of those bubbles. And we will stick our cauldron down. Just like that. Isn't that cute? right, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the greeting. I'm not going to put any on the end of the greeting because that's going to hang off just a little bit. So we'll just stick that on to our cauldron. Make sure that's straight. I think that's good. Perfect. Now let's stick this onto here. You want to be careful with where you put your dimensionals. So I'm just going to put my dimensionals directly onto my green piece because I don't want any of the dimensionals hanging off the edge here. So stick those on, pull the backings off, and then we'll stick our cauldron on. And by putting the dimensionals directly onto this piece, none of that adhesive is going to hang off, either purposely or accidentally. So cute. Isn't that cute? All right. Some more dimensionals to adhere this onto our card. I'm just going to use 3. And you only want to put them on the left side. So just right along the edge of that left side. If you put them on both sides and you adhere it down, you're going to adhere your card closed. You only want them on one side. I'm going to turn it this way. I can line things up better in landscape mode than portrait mode. Do you guys do that too? Okay. Then turn it just to check. All right, so it is all adhered down. There's no adhesive on the back here. Nothing's going to glue this down. Isn't that a fun card? So cute. All right, finishing touch. I have these opal rounds. These are in our annual catalog. These are with the citrus sweet, whatever that one is, the Mediterranean blooms. I think that's what it's called. I love that one though. So these little opal rounds, I'm using the clear ones and I'm just adding a few of them just to kind of make it mimic even more of those bubbles coming up. You could use really any of these colors. Those would be, any of them would be fine. The yellow ones would be good too. The clear ones though, you can always color them with Stampin' Blends and change their color completely. So any clear embellishment, color with your Stampin' Blends to change the color completely. All right, and final finishing touch, I'm gonna grab my Wink of Stella and I'm gonna just color all of these bubbles with some Wink of Stella, and that's gonna add even more sparkle and goodness to our Halloween card. So finish that up with Wink of Stella. Those all yellow ones, perfect. All right, that is our sweet little Halloween fun fold card. But don't wait, don't go anywhere. I have a variation of this card that I wanted to share with you. So I loved the way this opened. And so I was like, well, I'm going to play with the measurements and I'm going to figure it out to do it a different way. So this is a sneak peek of some new products coming in our holiday catalog. Look at how adorable. So this little deer, he is part of a bundle. Let me see if I have that bundle. I can show you guys. I'm going to drop a bunch of stuff because I have stuff like precariously, here it is, precariously stacked around me. So this is a stamp set, the Reindeer Fun, and let me see if I have the dies. These dies are phenomenal. So you're going to get like 2 sheets of dies. There are tons of dies in here, and these 3 dies right here are going to make your reindeer. And you can die cut them out of so many different colors. You can make whatever kind of deer you want to make. But there's also bells, the holly leaves. Oh my gosh, this bundle is so much fun. So I wanted it to open the same kind of way. So if you open it this way, it's still the same kind of fold, but instead it goes kind of vertically instead of landscape, I guess, horizontal. So that's really fun. And then I just modified the measurements a little bit just to make the front flaps a little bit shorter so that those, the back flaps stuck out a little bit more. And then you could add more DSP to them. So I hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. But isn't that one cute? This one's harder to get on the frame because it's so tall. It opens up so big. This one does give you maybe a little bit more writing room if you don't want to do that. But this card will be on my blog on Friday. All the measurements will be on my blog on Friday with this one as well. But this is just a little sneak peek. There's brand new DSP on there, brand new stamp set, brand new dies. I just love that little deer. I'm so smitten with him. So it's just a variation. I just modified the measurements a bit, but it's just a variation of this fun fold as well. So let me move this out of the way. All right, that's it for me. I had so much fun crafting with you guys today. If you like this video, please share it with your friends, with your crafty friends, or anybody you think that would enjoy this video. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. That really helps my business grow. And you never miss a video that way. And I have 4 videos coming out next week for my Christmas Friends class to go. So don't miss out on that. And if you have any questions on anything, please let me know. Remember, the DSP sale ends on Saturday, as well as a bonus days redemption. So if you have not shopped, make sure you get all that done by Saturday. The mini catalog and our new scrapbooking line launches on Wednesday, 1 week from today. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for all of your support. I really appreciate it. And have a great day. Bye.